Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Chimera Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a very interesting topic for you, and it involves some potentially devious things, some sabotage that might be happening, some not nice business practices potentially, but not illegal at all. So let's talk about it on today's episode, because a little while back, this was, quite a few months ago, or maybe even a year ago at this point, I did an episode about Disney Lorcana, which is a brand new trading card game that is coming out from Disney, which is a heavy hitter, obviously. Disney is an incredibly popular conglomerate of a ton of different things, right? I mean, they've got like everything these days, right? They've got now not just like, their own Disney characters or Disney movies. They've also got Marvel, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, they've got a lot of things, Star Wars. So Disney's got a lot of power, and they're trying to step into the TCG business, which is a massive, massive undertaking. But if there's a company that can do it and actually make a giant splash, you'd think that Disney might be one of them. And they're going to be trying to get into like, the top three, TCGs, I would imagine. That being, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and of course, Magic the Gathering. And all of these have a long run of how long they've been around. I mean, like 20 plus years each, at least, right? Magic just hit 30th year anniversary. So yeah, it is a big undertaking. And the thing is, Magic also has an undertaking right now, and that's a set that's coming out. That spoiler season's going on right now as well. And it's kind of, well, let's jump into the article. So yeah, basically what I was looking up, I was like, I remember the other day, like, okay, when is Disney Lorcana coming out? And it is, soon-ish. So here we go. Polygon had an article come out that was, is Magic the Gathering's new set intentionally similar to Disney Lorcana? And yeah, it is quite similar because, well, you got a bunch of like, fairy tale stuff, which obviously Disney is known for, but yeah, the timing is just kind of weird. And again, we'll jump into the article, we'll kind of read through like their thoughts on things and just see if Wizards intentionally did this. Now, obviously there's a lot of speculation with that kind of stuff, and Wizards would have to kind of know ahead of time that this is happening, but we'll let you make your own opinion. Let's read this. Okay, so as of this coming week, Magic the Gathering's arguably the most popular world's most popular trading card game has a new competitor. Ravensburg's Disney Lorcana launches on August 18th. And after its debut at Gen Con Indianapolis, a lot of heads are being turned by the new hotness. It's a potential mix of classic animated characters like Cinderella, Stitch, and Frozen's Elsa that has Disney and other TCG collectors both lining up for the product. That's what makes Magic's latest set so conspicuous. It's also a chock-a-block, is that the word? With fantastical royalty and fairy tale characters. Magic Net's next set cards, titled Wilds of Eldraine, includes plenty of characters and themes that share a common ancestry with Disney films. They include questing knights, apple-wielding witches, and winged fairies. Some of its cards even evoke the brightly colored fantastical landscapes pictured in classic films like Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, but all of those features appear distinct enough, in public domain enough, to not raise the hackles of the illegal team lurking deep inside the Magic Kingdom. So yeah, things that Magic has made have been distinct enough so that they cannot get sued by Disney by saying, yeah, we totally ripped off Elsa with Hilda of the Icy Crown. Which, yeah, it's just like, okay, everyone kind of realizes that's kind of a ripoff of Elsa. Was it intentional? And that it's like, okay, yeah, hey, Lorcana's coming out. Let's make sure we have an Elsa. Not sure. Or just, when they started designing the set, that Frozen was incredibly popular, Frozen 2 or whatnot. Sure, let's design an Elsa, essentially. So yeah, Hilda, the Frozen, or the Icy Crown, yeah, that's very reminiscent of Elsa. But it's a bit of a coincidence, wouldn't you say? We put the question to Elizabeth Stewart, Senior Communications Manager at Wizards of the Coast, during a private press briefing last week. Was scheduling this set a conscious effort to directly compete with the launch of Disney Lorcana using public domain characters? Said Stewart, reciting our question during the call. No, she said plainly, given that we work on our sets pretty well far in advance. I don't think we even think we knew Disney Lorcana was a thing when this thing was being designed. Okay, so, obviously there would be a refutal to the information regardless, because they wouldn't be like, yeah, we totally wanted to rip them off and just compete with Disney right away and just kind of knock them down a little bit to try to drive away some of the focus from their stuff by being like, look, you can get Disney over here. Yeah, whether it's true or not, obviously just a refutal is going to be expected, right? Obviously. That being said, a good point that these sets are made well in advance. I mean, I think Mark Rosewater said like 3 to 4 years in advance sometimes. Regardless, let's keep going on. Given past precedent, the statement checks out. Disney Lorcana was a closely guarded secret until August 2022. So there you go. That's when I believe I did the episode on this. So about a year ago, when it was announced to the world. Very little of the art was shown prior to this year, and the rules weren't even available until April. Magic publisher Wizards of the Coast generally works on its card sets, both the rules and the art that accompanies them, years in advance. I mean, technically that would be a year out, but still, okay, anyways. Head designer Mark Rosewater makes that very clear on his personal social media accounts, where he actively engages with the community on a daily basis. Meanwhile, leaders from Wizards have presented on the topic at industry conventions in the past. When did work on Wilds of Eldraine actually begin? Principal game designer Ian Duke also responded to Polygon's question, said he's been working on these cards for at least 2 years. Okay, so again, August 2022 is when Lorcana was announced. So apparently, August 2021 was when this Wilds of Eldraine set has been started or was working on. At least he also said that he was added to the project very late in the game. Okay, so there you go. So later on than that even. And work has been proceeding with art and other topics even before the time with this set. It's also critical to note that Wilds of Eldraine is a sequel to the previously released set of cards called Throne of Eldraine, which featured many similar characters and motifs. The set was released in 2019. Magic is well known for visiting such as this in the past. It's done so several times over the last few years, revisiting locations such as Dominaria, Kamigawa, Innistrad. Also, Wizards definitely likes to poke fun at existing franchises when it's able. Look no further than Strixhaven, which, yeah, obviously was a big reference to Harry Potter. They even sent out a collection of scarves and press kit. So, yeah, I mean, basically, they've already had Throne of Eldraine, right? If Throne of Eldraine came out this time, it would be a lot more questionable on, yeah, maybe Wizards somehow knew about this Lorcana thing. Maybe someone left Disney that kind of had knowledge on it and went to Wizards or whatnot and worked with Wizards then and was like, hey, by the way, Disney's gonna be working on a card game, so you might want to compete with that in any way you can. So did the powers that be at Wizards spool up a fairy tale themed set of cards to directly compete with Lorcana? No, probably not. And that's kind of where I fall on it as well. Did they make a set of cards that gently goofs unestablished Disney properties? Absolutely. In 2019. But did the company go to any great lengths to prevent the release of Wilds of Eldraine in the same time frame, thereby avoiding any potential consumer confusion? That kind of deference seems highly unlikely. Why would an established brand want to pull its punches, especially when squaring off against the powerful cardboard avatar Mickey Mouse himself? Yeah, I mean, this is a very just interesting kind of situation and just how it kind of played out. Now, here's the thing. Like, obviously, they're designing this well in advance, and they're doing the art in advance, too. There are some things they can change. I mean, I guess a year out isn't last minute, in my opinion. It doesn't seem that they would be able to make certain changes. It wouldn't be, like, oh, yeah, stop the presses now, essentially. It would be, they'd be able to make certain changes. Again, they could add maybe another card or a character or two or different art on certain cards. And yeah, I mean, the Elsa one is pretty straightforward on obviously Elsa's going to be a big character in the Disney Lorcana, right? Frozen was huge. Frozen 2 is huge as well. And I think we actually already saw the Elsa card. So yeah, being able to kind of say like, okay, specific ones that maybe Disney Lorcana is going to be doing, we can do kind of tropes of essentially, and kind of try to knock down the Disney Lorcana threat that is incoming right now. It's going to be interesting to see again. I think the launch is again the 18th. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what is going on with that and just how crazy Lorcana is going to go. So it's probably going to take like a couple of weeks to see exactly kind of the impact of Lorcana and just how many players are going to go play that. But yeah, if you end up playing it, please let me know what your thoughts are on it. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of this. Do you think that Wizards is, trying to sabotage Disney Lorcana in a way? Did they make the decision of the release date of the spoiler season, in anticipation of Lorcana coming at this time? Did they, make certain decisions of the art? Did they make decisions of the characters as well based on Lorcana? Again, it was only announced a year ago. Maybe they had someone who switched. I mean, that I guess would be the only way that they could have known ahead of time that, they had someone from Disney come over to Wizards essentially and say like, hey, they're working on a card game. That'd be the only way they'd know that far in advance. Further than that, but again, a year out, they probably are still able to make certain adjustments to cards, etc., etc. So yeah, I mean, my personal opinion is, did they completely plan out Wilds of Eldraine to sabotage Disney? No, but could they have made certain decisions kind of even within that time frame of a year to say, well, let's try to take the wind out of the sails of Lorcana as much as we can? Yeah, I mean, I think that probably could have happened. I think that they could have made some decisions again, just like Elsa, Hilda of the Icy Crown, like, very specific ones. Be like, okay, like they're gonna have these cards in the set. We kind of see what this is about. Let's try to, make it again. And I think they said a goof, essentially, of the Disney property, essentially. So we shall see, again, how Disney Lorcana does. I don't think we'll ever know really exactly what happened with this, and what maybe changes might have been made, if there were any changes made, to try to kind of again take the wind out of Disney Lorcana sales. So yeah, we shall see. Regardless, comment below your thoughts on this, and of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.